Hello everyone. Today is really exciting because we are doing a interview with two reviewers, the people who review books. So we are doing with two reviewers, and we are waiting for them to join. It'll be interesting because till now I have done reviews with only one reviewer or one person. Now this is a review with two. Hello, hello everyone. We are just waiting for our guests to join, and then we'll start. Hi Geetika, I can see.
Hi.
Hi Geetika, how
Hi.
are you?
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. I'm good. From India on a Saturday. How is
Yeah,
it
yeah.
there?
It's it's okay. It's very sunny actually. Weather is really nice. Uh,
Oh, oh, that's nice. It's been sunny here too. Yeah, we're
yeah,
having sunny days and cool nights.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the pollution is not here yet, so it's still good in Delhi, livable.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I'm just waiting
Hmm.
for Gaurav to join. Gaurav, I think you have joined. Can you send a request to collaborate or to join the audio so that we can start this session? Amish bhai, you decline your request, no? You remove your request. Yeah, I can see his request now. So I was telling before you joined, Geetika, this is the first time I am doing. Hey Gaurav, how are you?
Hello, sir. I'm fine, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Yeah, you can call me Vikas. No need for sir. This is a friendly discussion. You don't
Okay.
call me Vikas. Okay, so till now I have done these sessions with only one person, one-to-one discussion. This is the first time I am having two guests at the same time, so Geetika and Gaurav. And the
Hmm.
exciting thing is you both are reviewers. So in a reviewer capacity, I know Geetika you are author as well, and Gaurav
Yes.
you want to be an author as well, है ना?
Yes, yes.
अपनी किताब
That's so nice to hear.
तो ये बहुत ही अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी है सबको समझने के लिए कि व्हाट डू रिव्यूअर्स थिंक अबाउट ऑथर्स. तो आप लोग इतनी जो बुक्स रिव्यू करते हो तो what do you make of it? So Gitika will start with yourself. So okay, before we start,
Okay.
so my name is Vikas, and I have recently published a book called Letters to My Mother, which both of you have. So I know Gaurav has read and reviewed, and Gitika, you are in process of reading and
Hmm.
review. So,
Yes, I'm just giving it. Yes. Yes.
so
I look
Gitika, over to you.
forward to receiving it. Yeah. Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
Hello. Okay. All right. Well, I'm Geetika. I'm an independent content writer. I'm an editor. I'm a beta reader also and a book reviewer. I do all this work on a freelance basis. I have a master's in digital marketing, and I'm an alumni of British Council Creative Writing. And of course, I've done my graduation from Delhi University. Yeah, so that's a brief introduction for me.
Those are pretty heavy credentials. British Council
Okay.
and that recognition and masters in uh,
Yes.
digital marketing. So
Yeah.
why struggling a lot in marketing? You have to help me out in my marketing now.
Yes, that's why actually this is the reason I decided to become a reviewer, sort of, is to put all this writing skills, creative thinking also, and these digital marketing skills, to the service of other authors as well. I'm obviously doing it. My book was launched, Love, Lust, and Other Revelations by Notion Press last year about the same time. So I have been using all these digital marketing skills for my book also, and I thought that other authors also especially ones who are self.
Uh,
With
I think we are
marketing.
having
Yes.
some network. Yeah. So, Geetika, your network got a little blip there. So,
Oh,
Gaurav, bhai, over
who is it? Okay.
now. Introduce yourself.
Yes, sir, sure, sir. Hello, guys. I'm Gaurav Jaiswal. I'm basically from Navi Mumbai, and currently I'm pursuing bachelor's in electrical engineering from Pillai HUC College of Engineering, and I have a deep passion for books and literature from a very small age. My journey with the books begin in the year 2017. Thanks to my dad, he brought me my first book, which was Wings of Fire by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and that was the first time I read the novel, and that was the first time my journey with books started, and now it has become an integral part of my life. So this was all about me.
That is really good. Yeah. I mean, I have also read Wings of Fire by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
Thank you, sir.
So so अभी क्या है गीतिका के credentials, if we hear her credentials, literary content writer, um, alumni of a British Council, digital masters in digital marketing, तो वो समझ में आता है. मैं I am also an engineer, you are also an engineer. Why we are writing books and why you are reviewing books, I don't know.
No, sir. Basically, I started reading in the when I was just 15 years of age, and then one day I was just sitting and scrolling reels on Instagram, and there I found a reel which was about book reviewing. I'm not sure it was about Diabolical Nerd, Atul Sharma's reel. It was all about book reviewing, and at that time I thought that I should start this. So recently, 2 months ago, if I'm not wrong. 2 months ago, I started my Bookstagram and started undertaking this project. So this was matlab, when I started book reviewing.
अच्छा, there's another difference
And
between
if
ways. Geetika, you charge money for book reviews, and Gaurav, you don't charge money for book reviews.
yes,
So we'll come to that in a minute. Uh,
okay,
but can we a little bit more? So, like Geetika, you have masters in digital marketing. You're already a book. You already released
yes,
a book. Uh, so how
yes,
is in helping in? I mean, do you see? क्योंकि क्या होता है ना, if you passionately focus on one area, you might excel in it. You might want to become a top blogger, for example, top
hmm
bookstagrammer in India. Everyone will know your name. So, what are your goals towards? मतलब, what is the end result you see in this bookstagrammer journey?
Well, I, I mean, I did start actually as blogging, my creative writing journey through blogging. We were required to, as part of our program, to create a blog, uh, primarily to receive feedback, which is very important in the writing process while you're learning or while you're actually publishing things. Which feedback is very important, and it's good to have a good attitude about it. So that's how I started my blog. So I guess I'm a blogger first that way, because I got feedback on that, and you get validation, confidence that am I writing? Does it make sense to me? Does it make sense? Does it connect with other people, and so on and so forth? And the World Wide Web is such a place that I have, in on my blog. This is uh, actually a sort of a thanks to the whole world community, because I only got the confidence to publish my book because of people who I will never meet them on who liked or commented on my poems or pieces on my blog. But that gave me the confidence that okay, I can write. People do blog for yourself. So as any somebody who wants to get into writing or in this kind of a field, anything related to writing, I would suggest them to start blogging because that's a good thing. But
Okay.
said that, I am not having any aspiration to become a top blogger or bookstagrammer as such. Right now, what I feel is that I want to give, the considering the experience and the qualifications I have, I want to give the best support to each author so that their books and talent reach the widest possible audience. So I just want to do my best with each author. I'm not looking at thousands and the quantity of it, if you so as to speak, at the quality level. I want to make a difference to that one person's, I want to make a real difference from my heart and soul, and whatever resources I have for each person. So I'm not looking at numbers, but yes, a genuine support. Whether it's, I have at least two authors who books are so good. I have sent them, I told them that your books should be into, converted into movies. So I'm working with them for hopefully that to also fruition, come to fruition. So that's the kind I make personal recommendations. There are authors who I told them that, you need to get, if it's a technical line, you need to get technical experts to give a testimonial for your book. That will be more valuable in the market. So or I give personal recommendations because as a poet, I perform in open mics, online and offline. So I have a community of fellow writers and friends. So where I personally recommend books because I know what genre they have interest in. I'm also a member of the Books on Telemetro. It's a scheme where books are promoted for free on the Delhi Metro. So there also I have I try to promote the books and yes, so all these kind of initiatives. So yeah, I'm more I want to do the best for each person, for each author and his book. Yeah, over to you.
That's really great. Geetika, the only thing is your line is little break.
Okay.
So the word getting cut in between. I think you mentioned that
Is it?
you are
Okay.
able to guide or help authors in their screen adaptation as well. Did I hear that correctly?
Uh, can you repeat that? You're very audible and clear to me.
Yeah. So basically, I think one of the points you said was you are able to help and guide authors for screen adaptations. Did I hear that correctly, or the line was breaking a bit?
Yes, yes.
So that the help
I was able to.
the help which you give them in terms of screen adaptation, is it in terms of changing
No, no,
their novel?
uh, no. I'm not going to that. I'm. Uh, I have uh, just advising them that your book is worthy of, screen adaptations and getting them into touch into people who will do this because this is a separate professional thing. I'm not into screenwriting, although I've learned screenwriting as well as part of my creative writing course. But I'm not doing screenwriting. There's a whole specialization in the world today. So
Yeah. I was
yeah,
that is very important. Novels are converted from
yes,
structure
yes.
to a screenwriting.
And there's so much with Netflix, and there's a lot of ideas. So it's not just one movie. The moving scenes, the TV series scenes is very, it's very vast now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
there is scope.
Gaurav,
There is scope.
okay, okay, that's good to
Yeah.
know. Gaurav, coming to you, do you have any aspirations to become a top blogger, bookstagrammer? I mean, what is the end goal? What are you trying to achieve?
Sir, as Geetika said, there are no aspiration as such, no competition with other reviewers.
Yes.
There are many great reviewers more greater than me who post better contents than me. So my main aim is to support our authors by providing my views on their book and just for the marketing just to extend the reach of our authors for marketing of their book is just my main goal and. I always so as I said there are many great authors, many authors who post better contents than me. So my main aim is to just adopt their ideas and make my content much more better and efficient, and to help our authors to reach their extent for the book marketing.
Okay. So how many books have you reviewed till date, both of you?
I would say about 100 for me. I have started this just about a year back, and otherwise, I'm also book reviewing is one of my things that I do. So it's 100 for me approximately. Yeah.
Wow, 100 books in 1 year. I think that's pretty commendable.
Okay. Thank you. I
Your
I mean this is the professional reviews. Yes, my personal reading is obviously separate,
oh wow.
so that would be more.
better. If you are reading 100 books for professional and then your personal reading, that's really good. Uh, Gaurav, what about you?
Uh, Sir, as I started my Bookstagram 2 months ago, I have just read and review around 40 to 45, 50 books of total.
I mean,
Wow,
that is in 2 months. If you are covering 40 to 45, that's
that's
really
fabulous.
so. Guys, both
Thank you.
of you, if you try because Gaurav, your camera is moving a lot. So to try to make it still so that I think the network is a little bit better.
Okay,
So
sir,
I want to ask you, what is your review process? Like, uh, how much time do you take? Do you read multiple books at the same time? Uh, so things like that. So what is your review process? Gaurav, will start with you.
So basically, my review process is divided into three categories. Basically, I begin with the brief summary of the book so that the person who doesn't know about the plot should get an idea about the book, and then I come across the character, then I say about the characters and the strength and the weaknesses of the book, and in the end, conclusion with recommendations that. The book is suitable for which type of readers which type of reader will like this book, or which type of readers are privileged to read this book.
Okay. And how much time do you take to review a book, or do you read multiple books at the same time?
Yes, sir, I read around 2 to 3 books at the same time based on my mood, and uh, mostly mostly my aim is to complete the review within 10 to 15 days after I get the delivery of the book. But this gets affected due to as I'm student, so due to all that college stuffs and all that projects and all criteria, it gets affected most of the time. Also, sometimes the size of the book matters. Most of the time, books are around of 200 to 300 pages, but most of the time it comes around 400 to 500 pages. So it takes a little bit time. But my main aim is to complete it around 10 to 15 days after I get the delivery.
Okay. And Geetika, what about you?
Well, as far as time is concerned, I have never kept account of time. I give each book as much as needed in terms of reading it also and reviewing it. Some books can be read fast, and some can't. You have to absorb them, especially some poetry books. You might have to reread them each line, or to get the meaning behind them. Because I review a lot of poetry books also, because I'm first a poet and I've published my own poetry book. Said that, as regards the multiple books thing, I generally do not read multiple books. I like to read, one book at a time so that I can be fully absorb it also, and stay in that sort of a state of mind. Maybe at the maximum, if there's a very big book like Gaurav was saying, which you're having trouble, which will take a couple of days, and I'll take another short one. But different spaces mentally. So, but generally, I do not like to, go read multiple books at the same time. And as for my process, uh, well, while reading itself, I highlight, excerpts which are special to me, or which are touching, or which speak to me. So I write down my thoughts on paper or a tablet, and make notes. After finishing reading the book, I compile all these notes, into sentences and paragraphs for the actual book review text. Then I also adjust this. Once this is done, then I adjust this for the interview, for the Instagram caption, which is because there's a limited amount of words that are allowed. You have to put proper hashtags, tags, and emojis. All because aesthetics is also very important part of Instagram. So I do add a lot of emojis and tags. And the Instagram caption itself goes through 2 rounds of editing, uh, which is also important. Which is a good tip I can give to anybody, is that try to, of course there's an option on Instagram caption to edit your caption later on, and we all make mistakes, that's fine, but try to have it right at the first go, because then in the Instagram uh, algorithm, if you keep re-editing it, then it gets backlogged into the system. So that's a good tip I can reach, and so forth as part of the marketing. I also take photographs of the book, whether it's a Kindle copy or if the author has sent me the physical copy. I try to match it up with props, like a window dressing or so. My images are edited. I use Canva. I use different pictures. If I don't find the appropriate pictures, I find them on other sites, on photo sharing sites. I also like to add a music or a soundtrack, which is an option which is available with Instagram, so which matches the mood or the theme of the book. Then to put it on a story, I put special effects. I decide about that. So in all, I want to really write a review, obviously, but which is not only the best creative showcase of the book, but also I first want I want people are not reading even captions and reviews, or captions, or content on Instagram as such, because we have such short, we are scrolling it like a rather like a magazine, which
Yeah.
we used to earlier have magazines. Now we sort of have Instagram on it. So it has. That's why it's very important to have emojis, because visual medium again, and the content also has to be very interesting. So that's why I try to people, even if they don't buy the book, I will write it in a way that they'll remember the author, and I'm hoping that they buy the book, of course, but and that they genuinely enjoy reading the review. So first of all, the thing is that they have to actually want to read the review. So make it readable and interesting, and they take away something. I mean, if you want them to continue being your follower and to actually consider, any of your recommendations and such, then because I also then post the review on Amazon and Goodreads and Google Play and any other platform where the book is available, then I do also have to adjust this book review for all these platforms as per their review submission guidelines, because Amazon and all the other, they have their, some of them, especially Amazon, has their own guidelines which have to be. You can't just paste. That is a little. It's a bit of a promotional sort of thing, and for Amazon wants feedback only, so you have to adjust that according to their community guidelines. Uh, Last but not the least, I also share suggestions, just like Gaurav said, highlighting weakness. The strengths obviously have covered in the review, but suggestions and constructive criticism, things which I think the author can improve with his or her writing, or with editing, or for his better marketing, and so on and so forth. I send them in a private DM, the author. Yeah, so that's the sort of the short version of my review process.
No, I think that is really important, and the people who have just heard this, or maybe they will hear this, I think they will learn quite a lot how to present the review itself. Because
Yes,
just reading
yes,
the
good.
review is one thing, but then how do you present your review so that it is effective and engaging to the audience as well? I think that is really really key.
Yeah,
It's a very important thing, a
yeah,
takeaway from the when you.
yes, you rightly. Yes,
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
yes, it's a
another
very
take.
good takeaway you've taken from it. Yeah.
Yeah. Another takeaway is.
Another one that I can offers is this carousel type of. It's called a carousel now. If it's where you put multiple pictures, Instagrams allows about 10 posts of videos. So that is also it increases the time on your one post, and the longer the reader, the follower, whoever the reader is on your post, there's a greater chance that he will, he's that time is increasing. Otherwise, he'll scroll over. There's one picture and he might read the caption or
Yeah.
not. He'll scroll over. But when there are pictures, especially because I told you that think about Instagram like a magazine. The paper magazines that we used to have, India Today and other things, which people or Feminars and all. So people are looking majorly at pictures first. That has to first strike them. Then they will look at interesting. Then they'll read it. So this, all authors or reviewers who can use. There's a better engagement and a better chance of them following you, liking you, or engaging with your content. You get more time in a carousel post. So that's a good tip I can also give to everybody to
Yeah.
use carousel posts. You have 10, 10 pictures or 10 videos or whatever. Yeah.
I think this is coming from your masters in digital marketing hat, isn't it? All these tips, all
Yes.
these Insta hacks, they are all coming from a
Yes.
place to know the system deeper than most authors and reviewers. Because, for example,
Yes. Yes. Which is why I told you that I. Yes.
when I
Please
post
go
something on Instagram, I
ahead.
just now I remember that instead of posting one picture, I have to maybe split the same
Yes.
picture into pictures or five
Yes.
pictures on pictures. I think that's very key. Another thing which you said was, and Gaurav, coming to
Just
you,
see it. When you, I mean,
let's
a lot of
say
digital
you want
marketing
to
algorithms keep
get
changing.
uh, yeah, Geetika, your voice is breaking a little bit. Did you want to make a point?
No, I'm just saying yes. You can try experimenting with this because I have checked it and I have a greater response with the carousel posts rather than a single post because like I told you the single post is like he'll just scroll it over.
Yeah.
Otherwise, while he's scrolling it, will be, there's more time. So there's a greater but the algorithm keeps changing. Yeah, so sometimes it works, sometimes it don't work so well. So you have to keep experimenting and check your analytics to what is going well.
What is going on? Yeah, I think that's a these are few really important points. Thanks a lot, Gitika, for that. So
Sure,
Gaurav,
sure.
you when you read a book and when you are reading a book, do you also make notes as you go along, or you finish the book and then start writing the notes, like what you feel and what are the characters? What do you do?
No, sir. While reading, I mostly highlight I mostly highlight the
Hmm.
point and mostly I write about the takeaways from the book, which help me to frame a review after I complete the book. So while
Yes.
reading, I just highlight the main points and just write down the takeaways from the book. As Gitika said, I just write down the
Hmm.
takeaways from the book, and basically that all helps me to frame my review in the end.
So I wanted to ask you this because you have reviewed my book, Letters to My Mother, and you have posted the review, in fact, yesterday. And I saw you sent me a collaboration post, and I clicked on that, accepted it. It was showing on my wall, Instagram wall, and I logged back after maybe let's say 2 3 hours, and the likes were like 200 300. So how did you manage to get that much attraction in one post? And then I went to your other post, and all the posts are like 500 plus. And I'm assuming that's all organic, right? There's no fake, there's no bots. So how did you manage to get that much of attraction to one post?
Uh, Actually, sir, it's all about engagement groups of Instagram. So whenever we post any of the review, we just tag them, and they all are from the different countries of the world. They all are book reviewers. So just increasing our engagement and increasing the reach of our post and helping our authors. So we just tag their engagement accounts, and then it extends our reach for the post.
Okay. Okay. And okay, so now you also said that, and I think Gitika also said the same thing, that you review the book, you find out what things you like, what things you don't like. Gitika mentioned that she reaches out to the author personally, one to one, DM him or her the weaknesses of the book. So Gaurav, what is your process in that? If you don't like something, or if you think there's an improvement in the book, what do you do? How do you do? Do you put it in the same review, or do you also reach out one to one?
No, sir, I don't put in the same review. As Gitika said, I reach them one by one by DMing them.
So you didn't reach out to me. You have read my book. You didn't reach out to me.
No, sir. According to me, the all the points were up to the mark of your book.
Nice.
So have you ever not? I mean, you say, oh, this is a rubbish. What is the author has written? Did you has Okay, let me ask you this way. Like, you have given a task. Now, Gaurav, I know that you don't charge money, and Geetika, you charge money. So we'll try to find out that, and then I'll ask this question. So first of all, Geetika, to you, why do you think that reviewers should charge money?
Uh, well, first to begin with, my charges are very normal
Yeah.
because I want to support fellow authors, and also because I'm not primarily only a book reviewer. I do, I get manuscripts to be edited. I get blog content to be edited. I'm a content writer also, so I do all those projects. So, and this is a support initiative, so I try to keep it, as low as possible. But I do think that, but at the same time, it's not a hobby for me. So I do wish to make a, for it to, the book reviewing charges to contribute towards my income or my livelihood, and and that's why I feel that it should be paid, because the, the professional is spending his time and his expertise and his effort to make a review. So I mean, in I feel that it's not, it's the book reviewer. But of course, it's not acceptable to ask for a good review. But if you're asking him to, write an honest review, then he or she should be paid as well for this service.
Okay. And Gaurav, what is your thinking behind not charging money for a book review?
Sir, basically, as Geetika said, that it's an support initiative. And reading is my hobby, so I just carry on by reviewing them.
So, do you intend to charge in future? Because of course you are spending time, you are spending energy, you are spending your effort. So, do you intend to charge in future?
Uh, no, sir, I don't think so.
Ajay, let me ask you this question. So, see, I when I published my book, as soon as I started posting on Instagram, I used to get like at least 10 to 15 message every day, like pay us 300 rupees, pay us 500 rupees, pay us 1,000 rupees. We'll give you Instagram review, Amazon review, Gusti review, bulk reviews, and all. So one of my author friend, he said that in this day and age, it's better to be reviewer than an author, because author, you are not earning anything. Being a reviewer, you are earning a lot. So what do you think? What do you have to say? All those people who have made it sort of a bulk factory mode business. And I am asking both of you because you have not done that. I mean, Geetika, you are very particular about who you are choosing. You are keeping your fees nominal. You are giving a professional review, whereas Gaurav, you are not charging, but you are giving justice to the book. One of the reviewers said that we will not read the book. You just give us money. We'll say whatever you want to say. So what do you say to those people, Gaurav? Starting with you.
Sir, basically, as you said that, yeah, it's normal to charge some amount, but not a heavy amount, because it takes 2 to 3 years for writing a book, and we are reading it in just 10 to 15 days and reviewing it. So basically, we can take a normal amount, but not charging a heavy amount for that.
No, I'm asking about what will you say to those reviewers who have made this as a factory business?
Sir, according to me, they should leave this book reviewing process.
And Geetika, according to you?
Uh, well, first of all, I would like to say, somebody who is, books is all about Saraswati Ma, okay, if in the Indian context, and so there should be a certain sanctity. I mean, the bare minimum book reviewer is that he should read the book, which in some cases, this is the kind of reviewers who are saying that we'll write whatever you want. This is sort of disrespecting the whole idea of writing a book, of thoughts and process and giving it out, of education, of learning of that. So that is something which I do not, obviously, do not endorse at all. Is that, yes, book is Saraswati, yes, very rightly said. So I mean, whether for the author or the reader, I mean, or in a different language, but there should be a sanctity to that. And the first sanctity is that the person should read it. Then he can write. I mean, there are other. I have sent my book to reviewers who have written the negative parts themselves. They gave a disclaimer before. We will write what we want. If it's unreadable, we will write it. If it's, and I accepted that. I mean, it's each to his own. If you want a review from somebody who has his own opinion, critical review also, that's fine. But least first read the book. Then you write, whatever honest, genuine, you didn't like it, whatever, it's no good. But that's the bare minimum. So I really, these kind of book reviewers shouldn't be there. Uh, Charge the amount of money that you need for you to actually read the book first of all. When I get payment, when I charge for the review, let me tell you this, that the book, in terms of whether it's coming by Kindle or it's coming as a paperback, I keep that as a very, I feel that is also something that has been, uh, you know, uh, uh, that is also a gift to me. That is my personal gift. I feel like that's Saraswati Ma who's coming to my house, in that form of, whether it's a Kindle book or whatever. So that is not my part of my, you know, whatever you call economical considerations. I don't consider that part of my economical considerations, and I consider that also, in fact, a sort of part of my package. That person is, whether his book is for 300 or whatever. I feel that that is also part of. I mean, if I would have gone to the market and bought that book, that is also a gift to me. So first of all, and for that gift, I need to first genuinely read the book first. With an open mind. So that's the bare minimum. So yes, I do not endorse, and I wish uh, uh, these kind of reviewers should not be there in the market,
So
because they spoil the whole, the genuine people who are genuinely taking out time to read and review books, and just generally the whole scope of books and literature and stuff like that. Yes, I don't endorse this at all. At least read the book, whether you do it for free. I mean, I understand they are college students or even other professionals who are doing this. I have friends who don't charge because they have full-time careers where they're earning from there, and uh, they don't need the money from the book reviewing. Fine, they enjoy it, but they like books. So it's like, okay, good. Like we like, book lovers can never have enough books. So if the author is, and it's a genre that they like, they're like, oh, at least I have sent my books to such reviewers also, who just asked me for the book, and they refused. Of course, I didn't like that, so I sent them some kind of a token of thanks and appreciation, because that's just the kind of person I am. But they don't ask. That's fine. But the bare minimum is for any reviewer is please to read the book. Do
yeah.
it for free, or that's why whenever I have approached anybody for my book, first of all, poetry is a very particular genre. Not everybody reads it. So I always ask them, do you genuinely like my book? Then we'll talk about your rates. I don't mind paying you whatever is comes in within my budget. Or, if I feel your expertise at, critically analyzing my book is good, or you have a reach, or you have followers, or whatever marketing, gains I can gain from you. But
Yeah.
first tell me honestly, do you really like my book? And you need not. Do you have a look? There's a Kindle edition where you can look inside. So look inside a couple of pages, you get to read 10-20% of the book to get an idea whether you like my writing, might like my content, like the subjects, like the topics, or if you don't, then it's fine. But that should be, I would like for by myself, I don't approach authors uh, whose books I would not, maybe it's something very technical which I won't have understanding for, or some topic like politics. I'm not a political person, so I don't approach only those people. No, not against politics, but I don't approach those people because I know I won't genuinely enjoy reading this book. And similarly, those who authors who approach me also, I go and check out their book first. Does it interest me? Is it readable? And then only I take up the project. I go through that 10-20%, whatever it is, or the book description or the blurb, whatever is available in a thorough basis, and then see if I can really do justice. And the first justice is to read the book. This is the basic respect the book, the author, the whole business deserves.
So one thing I have learned is, and this is sort of a tip. So if someone is messaging you for a review, you can just go and check their wall.
Yes.
Most people will have only foreign authors, because they would reach out to them, they would charge in dollars, and they will just have foreign authors. So if you see a wall filled with foreign authors, then that means that there's no point getting the book reviewed, because it is all a business to generate money, and that's about it. So let me ask you the question other way around. So we ask you that, okay, what about the reviewers, but what about the authors? Like, I know some one of the author told me that if I am paying for the review, then I am entitled to get a best review possible. Like, the reviewer should not give a bad review because I am paying for the review. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
how do you deal with those authors? Gaurav, starting with you.
Sir, basically, hello,
Yeah, yeah,
sir, am I
go on, go on.
audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Yes, sir. Basically, with my reviewing books, I carry on with international authors also. But I don't undertake international projects. Just I take only national projects with the Indian authors projects. So I don't undertake international projects. So basically, I just read books of Sarah Adams romance novels and Agatha Christie's mystery novels. So just for the reading purpose, I read international novels, but not for reviewing purpose.
No, my question was, if an author comes to you and says that you are reviewing my book and you have to give a positive review, you can't give negative review anything. So what will you tell, even if you don't like the book, even if the book has filled with errors, even if you don't like the book, they will say that you have to give a positive review. What will you tell to that author?
Sir, in that case, there is no use of reviewing the book. It is just like they will provide the pre-written, and we just have to copy paste in the review. So there is no use of reviewing in that case.
Okay,
So I I am not gonna take that project.
okay, that's good.
Yes.
And what about you? Same views?
Yes. Yes. I mean, when I approach, my pitch or, my messages, or whether the author approaches me or I approach his book, and it's always that I am going to give you a genuine, professional, honest review. So that is given first of all. So I do not, where you're going to tell me that write this, then I don't take those kind of projects. No,
Okay,
because I
okay,
think as an author also you should have the gumption to take feedback, good or bad. Anyway, I don't know people who want to only hear the good stuff, how long they're going to have a creative journey, because in a creative journey there is so much you learn from your detractors and criticism. Of course, in a nice way. I don't like, it's always important to be kind in this world. So that is number one. Say whatever you want with a lot of kindness and courtesy and respect. But you will learn much more from what people pull, whatever you want to call it, pull your legs or criticism or shortcomings, rather than, what is good. But you want to become better, then you have to listen to, you know, the people who have the courage to in fact tell you first of all, because they care enough, because I care enough for literature, for poetry, for writing itself, for books, for the author, to tell them honestly sometimes, because I'm also not a big entity. I'm not a bookstagrammer right now with, I don't know, I don't know what is the respectable number of thousands of followers, or k
yeah,
number of k followers that you should have. So when I give feedback, yes, I also initially used to feel that, will they be taking it in the right way, even though I do not post in the but I word it respectfully. But then I was like, it has to be done. This is my, again, a respect that I owe to my art, to my craft, and to literature, and to art, and to poetry, is also to tell them that, this is what, you needed to do better editing. You needed, whatever, your poems don't have titles. There's so much kind of feedback that I give them, or like, some character needed more character development, and so on and so forth.
okay. So I guess the next question is, how much do you think an author benefit from these kind of reviews? Um, I think we lost Geetika's connection again.
All the way.
Yeah. So how much does the benefits from these reviews? And uh, so we'll go to you, Gaurav. We'll start with you. So how much benefit do you think the author will get from this interview?
So basically, if I will start with an example. If a author stays in Mumbai, so for the marketing purpose, he will have to travel all over the different states of India. But it's not possible in today's era to travel all over the states of India. So if he hire reviewers from different states, so it helps in marketing of the books by posting the review. So I think so that book reviewing is one of the best thing for the marketing of the book. So the author doesn't have to travel all over the different parts of India. He can just hire different reviewers from different states of India, and the reviewers can post their review on different platforms, Amazon, Goodreads, Google, and Instagram. So it helps in marketing all over the India. So I think so that book reviewing is one of the best thing for book marketing.
I think that's a very important point, that whoever the blogger or reviewer is paying in that, if you are having that, then automatically your name is getting spread in that city. So I think that's a very very good point, Gaurav. Uh, so has anyone come to you? Has anyone come to you and said that uh, because of your review, I managed to get this much traction. I managed to raise my author profile, or I got this much benefit. Has that happened anytime?
Uh, no, sir, not.
Okay. No, I mean, they must have, like I told you that suddenly my posts are getting 10, 20 likes, and suddenly my post is getting 400 likes. So that's a big thing, right? People have come and they have checked the profile and all. I got some followers as well. So I think these are the things which are helping authors. Geetika, what about you? How do you think your reviews are helping authors?
Well,
Geetika,
it's
your
difficult to
video.
quantify it if you're asking about, is it, yeah. So it's difficult to quantify. Is it okay now?
No, no, it's stopping in between. Carry on. We'll see.
Okay, okay. Well, it's difficult to quantify, but I do get a lot of positive feedback from authors who books I've reviewed, and so it is greatly beneficial. Many of them have recommended my name to others in their circles. So that is uh, the brief thing. But there's a but one whole post actually that I have written on why you should, or how, why you should get a professional paid book review, and how they help uh, you know the author, and Gaurav has touched upon those points. But one of the main points, but I think might as well go through them. The points is that one is, which I've experienced because these have been my experiences myself, is that marketing of books is now both online and offline. It's not just
Yeah.
bookshops and the physical thing. And the online thing is, as in all other fields, is since the 2020 thing and everything, it's become pretty. Now it might have become more balanced out, but still you have to concentrate on both offline and online marketing for your books. A good mix of the both. Now, regarding the paid reviews come into, they factor in both of them. Why is like this? Is that one, when you publish a book, even if people who are close friends and family, they often don't find the time, or they don't just say that we don't know how to write, or they'll write a very small 2.2 sentence kind of reviews. These are not helpful for anybody who checks out. When we all do, when we buy a product or something, we ask for personal recommendation. When we do check out the ratings or the reviews on the websites, whether it's Flipkart or Amazon, whatever is the sales medium. So they definitely help in helping them to make a choice, and that's one. And of course, when you get a large, good number of, in fact, one point that I would like to make is that all authors should actually put this point at the last page. Please, sort of, you can't force the reader to write a review, but on their Instagram profiles also, these are the ways you can help us without, please, if you like my book and if you're my reader, please post a review on social media, and this should be a page, a ending note in the book itself. Try to make a pitch for, getting reviews, free reviews from your readers in the book itself. Put a pitch there that, please, try to motivate them that this is how you're going to help me. And
Yeah, yeah.
in terms of numbers, I have written this in the post that 50 reviews or so, if you get cross promotion is starts happening, where somebody has bought a book of your genre. Amazon will say that, why don't you try this? This is also complimentary, and this sort of a thing will work. If you have around 75 reviews or so, Amazon sends email blast, which we all get emails, that you bought similar books. Check these books out too. That's one thing. Of course, Gaurav talked about the name recognition, which is very important. Pan India, different states, or whatever. Uh, I mean, you've published a book, you've written it, you've edited it, whatever. You've gone through the whole publishing journey. You have an ISBN number and stuff. At least you should have author name recognition. So this happens through social media, Instagram, and there's different, like Gaurav was saying, wider and different. I mean, you might have you want to different audience from your own audience members also, and a wider also. Both of the
Yeah.
things could help to get social media followers and stuff. And of course, what important thing is, which authors might be thinking paid or non-paid, is that I have myself published my books on Notion Press. The marketing programs or the plans that they have are so expensive. Of mostly all publishers, which they have services which you can add on to them. And so for people who are like middle class or first time authors, reviews are really the best marketing promotion material, because you can't really afford the marketing services which are offered by publishers. And again, they are I have invested in them, so I know that I would rather pay have 50 like I've just told you, 50 reviews, like if you're saying 200, 300, somebody might be they that will give you a better what you call result than paying the same 50,000, for example. Even if I say you're paying 500, or let's say for 1,000, just for simple mathematics, you're paying
Yeah.
1,000 rupees for a review. That comes to 50,000. Go to the marketing; they charge you for a month only. They'll charge you 30,000 to put out a social media post. 30,000 is the minimum, that a publisher like my publisher will charge.
Yeah.
And why not give it to actual reader? A reviewer is also a reader, I mean, considering those who review. So I wish that authors would give that respect also first to the reviewer, that he's a reader also first. After all, he's also your reader. He's reading your book, so and he's helping out your book. So
Mm.
I feel that if I have spent money to these marketing projects, but they don't know special selling for you. They don't they take money, but even if you put your place book in shops, there's no personally selling. There's nobody who will actually who will see somebody come in the shop and say, why don't you check out this book? They don't do that much effort. They'll take the money from you. They put the book in a place. That's not enough marketing. It might be good
Mm.
for big authors, who are there, who are known authors, but not the new ones need selling. Need personal selling. This is what the reviewer is doing. Because personally saying, please check it out. Like I do. I have list of people. Like I find, like I've just reviewed some book on a detective murder mystery. I know all these readers who like this. So I'm like, I personally have messaged them. Which publisher does this? No publisher does this. I have personal experience of this. Nobody does this. Even in a shop, they don't. If you invest
Yeah.
money, they'll charge you 30, 40, 50,000. Place your books in these stores. But you go to the bookstore, they don't push your book personally. And first-time publishers, first-time authors, or who don't have such a big name right now, need that kind of a personal push. Which viewers like Gaurav or anybody else who is doing a good service. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think this is very, very important that you choose a reviewer who will read the book, I mean, as it was meant to be read, and then give you a review offline,
Yes.
online, personal DM, help this that'll help you to be a better author as well in your next book. You can take those points on board, and then they will reach out to within their circles as well, that okay, this is a book, if you like this genre, why don't you read
Yes.
it? You're right, even if
Yes.
you put the books in crossword,
Yes.
bargain book
There's a person.
hunt, at
It's a
WSP.
personal. Yes, it's personal, because you have no personal in these marketing budgets, whether it's a bookshop or the publisher. There's nobody personally, and I don't know if maybe they have a personal program which will again then cost you much more money,
Yeah, I
which is
think
again according to it. But
yeah,
personally pushing
absolutely.
you. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. I think that is very important, and we have got a question as well. So, how do you understand the difference between who
Mm-hmm.
genuinely reviews your book and who doesn't? So as a new author, when the author is receiving
Mm-hmm.
20 messages on Instagram,
Yes,
on money packages, free packages, whatever, so how do you
yes,
judge? How do you identify that the
yes.
person is genuinely going to read the book?
Okay. Yeah. So first of all is that if you're really, I know it's very easily, you might look at, the number of followers. Uh, uh, Now, as a digital marketing, masters, please know that all followers are not genuine. Okay,
Yeah.
and there is no foolproof way to find out. Also, they are bots. They are bought. And that number may mean nothing. Okay, so let first of all don't go after these numbers. Yeah, I mean this is my thinking. Those who want to go after numbers, please go ahead. But I don't think they will meet anything. As for identifying who's going to actually write or read your book is simple way is to first go through, which I do is I go through their take your time, go through the books that there are there, either ask them to send their best review or and you can go through that. But the best way is to actually read a post or a review of a book that you've read, okay, and that you remember, not 10, 20 years back. Okay, so that of this book, this is how I felt it was, and you'll understand this person, does his review show that he's actually read the book? You'll get an idea about that. And is this the kind of, and his thought process also, is this the kind of thought process I want for my book? So
Yeah.
that is the best way, is to actually go and audit and see a review of a book that you've actually yourself read, not
Yeah.
just others.
Gaurav, what about you? How do you identify genuine reviewers from the fake ones?
Uh, Sir, as Geetika said, as we just don't follow the followers count. We just need to share. We just need to see the post. We need to read the captions, the review they have provided. So nowadays it's very easy to write a review using ChatGPT. So mostly reviewers don't read the book and they generate the reviews from ChatGPT. So it's quite easy to generate it from ChatGPT, but sometimes the plot of the book is different and the review they have generated from ChatGPT is different. So as Gitika said that we should read the caption of the post of the book that we have read some time ago. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
if we know about the plot of the book and if the review is matching, if the review of the reviewer is matching with our plot of the book, so we can identify whether it is a whether
gen
whether the review post a genuine review or not.
Yeah. So
So
I'll tell you an example. For example, your review for my book, Gaurav. I think you explained this review process in the beginning as well, that you write about the story, then you write about the character, then you write about the weakness or the strength of the book, and then you write about the conclusion, and then you write about who will like this book. So you can already see a structure in the review. So even if you go to a reviewer page and you read 5 or 10 reviews of them, you will understand whether they have written the review themselves or they have uh, uh, used chat gpt for review. So
or
yeah, I think that's a
copy paste.
that's a very important point. So I want to ask you this question now. So being an author, Gitika, you being an author, there are about 90,000 books which come every year in India alone. 90,000 books which come. So, what advice will you give to an author, considering you have read so many books, you have read so many plots, you have read so many genre as well? So, uh, what are the things which you look in a book? Like okay, if the book has these things, or the plot is like this, or the language is like this, or the content is like this, the characterization is like this, the story arc, the character arc. So, what advice will you give to an author to stand out amongst these 90,000 people? Gitika, you first.
Okay. Well, about the 90,000,
Gitika,
I think there's a large number
your
of people
voice
who
is
are born.
breaking. Your video is getting stuck.
Okay.
Gitika, your voice is
Uh,
stuck again. Can you
Again, is
again?
it?
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot
It's
of network problem. So let's just
oh,
start now.
okay.
What you said. Just start again. Sorry.
Yes. Uh, uh, yes. Regarding the 90,000 books being released, I would just like to say that there's a place for everybody under the sun. I would like to think, and everybody's voice and story deserves to be heard. First of all, So let's not get afraid of the 90,000 or so many numbers. I mean, so many people are born on in India or the world also, but each baby gets a chance to live his life. So that's the way you think about your book. Also, it's a baby; he deserves to be born and get his try his luck out. So don't worry about that part of it. And
Good.
as for things which yeah. So don't be disheartened about 90,000 or 1 lakh or whatever. You give you give your book, it deserves the 5 chance, promote it. Okay. So as regard to what advice I could give to authors, one very important one which it comes up, which I give almost to many people, many of my authors, is that the book should be very well edited. Okay, whatever is your natural is that right at whatever natural level of language that you have in English, don't try to write unnatural. Whatever is your natural level of that shows that you'll be at most at ease in it, and that will come out in writing. But it should be well edited. Right? This is where sometimes people fall. You might be a master in your field, whether it's a technical book or you even an idea. You might have the most brilliant creative not idea everything, but you may not have good language skills. The language, so it's and I
Geetika,
know as
sorry,
an author,
your audio is not. It's breaking a
is it
lot.
better now? Okay,
Yeah, no, it's still breaking.
okay.
Yeah, it's a little better now. Can you summarize your point, maybe?
Yes, yes. Yes, it's basically that one major point is that you should have a good editor, or take time separately for editing, or engage a professional editor. A beta reader also, who is somebody who reads your script before it is published, and he can be he can tell you how to market the book. Under maybe minus plus what things can be done before you make a final script for it. Yes, and about the story, I'd just like to say that maybe add something of your own personal life experiences or anecdotes into the book, a personal touch, even if it's a fiction story, that sort of speaks to the reader. Yeah, that would be in short.
Okay. And Gaurav, what about you? What advice do you have for authors?
Sir, as you said, 90,000 books get printed every year in India. So my advice to all the authors is that just don't feel low if your book is not getting standard performance. Just keep on writing. Just keep on writing, and don't feel low about not getting recognition for your book. And there are many romance novels, there are many mystery novels with same tropes, with same plot, but then too they get maximum recognition. So my advice to all the authors is that just be yourself. Don't try to impress the readers. Just carry on with your own experiences and write, as ma'am said. Just carry on with own experiences and write. Don't try to impress the reviewers. Sorry, don't try to impress
Very
the
well
readers.
said.
Just carry on. Just
Yes,
carry on with your own story, with your own
with
plot,
your unique voice.
and
Yes,
just carry
yeah,
on with
your
your
own
own
unique
story, with
voice.
your
Very well said.
Brilliant, yeah. Brilliant. That. Thanks a lot for that, Gaurav, and thanks a lot, Geetika. So we'll try to sum the session up. I mean, for me personally, I have gained a lot from this session. I have got a lot of tips, a lot of learning as well. So how was the session for you, Geetika and Gaurav? How was the session for you?
Lovely. It was lovely learning from Gaurav's experiences and uh, finding all of the common things, and some even some new things which I can incorporate. And it was great to share, some tips and tricks, because you have to be a smart person also. Yeah, a smart person also. You can be a good writer, but it never hurts to be smart and clever too. So I'm happy I could share some tips and tricks and a better understanding of the digital marketing world also, or the book marketing world also, to
Yeah.
authors and reviewers, and I hope uh, you know
So
start respecting books and reading a little bit more. Yeah.
okay, all right. I think the only thing which I can say about this session was that if we had a little better internet connection, I think
Oh,
we would have
sorry about that.
really good discussion, because see, a lot of important discussions is being happened here. A lot of important tips are being given. Your experience, Gitika, your experience, Gaurav, Hopefully, my questions were also engaging enough. So I think
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
the only thing is that we had a little terrible network, but it is what it is. So Gaurav, your final thoughts
Yeah, but we're
on
all
this
here.
session?
Yes,
Yeah,
but we're
yeah, of course, of
all
course.
here. You are here, so please feel reach out. And Gaurav is here. I'm here to
Yeah.
help out any author or reviewer or anybody. So feel free to reach out with any question at any time. Here
Yes,
to support everyone.
absolutely. And guys, whoever is watching this and whoever will watch this in future, reach out to Gaurav, reach
Yes.
out to Geetika to get your books reviewed, and buy my book as well. So that so that it is a good session for all of us. So Gaurav, what are your final thoughts before
Yeah.
we close?
Sir, it was kind of informative session for me. There are so many takeaways. There are so many learnings which I can adopt from Geetika ma'am, and there are so many experiences which I can adopt from her. And to be frank, this was my first live session, and I was a bit nervous about that. I have never been in such a live session before this, so I was a bit nervous about all this. How will I conduct this, and how will I uh, how will I speak in front of so many people? As it was the live session.
You
But
did
you
a
are a
great
pro. You
job.
are speaking like a professional.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a
You
lot,
were
Geetika.
great,
Thanks
Gaurav.
a lot, Gaurav.
It's been great
Thank you.
experience talking to both of you. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Have a
Bye.
great Saturday from here. Have a
Thank you.
good
Have
night,
a great
people.
remaining of the
Happy
Saturday.
reading. Happy reading.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you, sir.
you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Happy reading. Happy weekend.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a great day, sir.
Lovely.
Have a great day, ma'am.
Lovely. Only yeah, same. Geetika here for you. Okay. Bye. Happy
Yeah.
reading. Lots
Thank you.
of love
Bye.
from here.